Yes, I can hear you.
और
I
भी आगे participants?
नहीं
There are
like
more?
पहले हैं हाँ let's wait for like 5-10 minutes.
Sure. No issues, no worries.
Thank you.
Sure.
Just starting our discussion. Like the entire
Okay.
theme is let's connect and collaborate, right? So
Hmm.
we are connecting in this period of Corona, COVID-19, and we actually don't have the usual normal day-to-day life. Okay, but when we were having that usual normal day-to-day life, you might have heard about laser cutting. You have came across about laser cutting many times. Now today it's the session you have decided, okay, let's do attend it, and previously also you have attended the same session.
Yes.
What was your vision behind attending a laser cutting session?
Uh, Actually, I'm in makerspace, so I was just trying to watch what you're doing, and the purpose is, and what I can just give my knowledge to the students, because we don't have in our makerspace laser cutters. So I was like curious to know, and I wanted to just pass it on to our kids also to see how the laser things work. The last session which I attended was really good, but I was not so clear on it. But maybe with this session, I'll make sure that I
I'll try my best. Okay.
yes,
So
sure.
if I
Been
take you
concentrate.
away from your job profile, like right now, we both are lucky we are in makerspace. We have the access to latest technology and cool stuff which science do. If I take you away from that privilege, and then I ask you this question, would you be interested in laser cutting?
Yeah, of course, it's very interesting, and I think it's really good thing to for my upgrading my tech skills and everything. I would really love to see
So
what's
apart
happening, and
from
I would
your
really like to
prof-
buy also. If yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, I was obstructing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, no.
My,
Yeah, tell
my
me.
my main theme is like apart from your professional life, what
Hmm.
are the questions you may like would like to get answers on 3D sorry on laser cutting? Have you ever felt like in your personal life, like when you yourself having a daughter, you know many kids apart from your school life, have you ever wondered like we can do so much things from laser cutting, I should be knowing this, why
Mm-hmm.
you should be knowing this, like such kind of questions
Yes, of
have,
course.
yeah, I would
Because
like
it is
to.
so interesting, and it is so active, and like, and I think anybody would love to explore this new thing. Yeah, and because of technology, also everything is like latest, and I want to like really, I speaking, I want to upgrade myself and see like what's happening, and
That's great.
I really like to explore cool stuffs. Yeah, and I want
I
to
love
even
that
teach my
thing.
daughter also.
Why your daughter? Why should she learn laser cutting?
Because she's also interested. She goes out and she sees many stuff like in malls and everything. There are some laser things, and she gets really attracted to it, and she says, "Mom, this is cool." So I think we should all learn new things.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello, Tim. How are
Mm.
you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm very excited to see what you got going on down there.
I'm
It's
excited to
fascinating.
Yes.
have you as my guest. Thank you for joining.
Mm.
Well, thank. Oh well, I can't wait.
Okay. So Tim,
Yeah. Me too.
yeah, we have Asla from our elementary school. She's also in the makerspace. She's handling our elementary kids. I would love to have a conversation between both of you. I believe this is the first time you are meeting.
I think so.
So I'll give.
I was I was fortunate enough that to have a short tour around the school because I'm a brand new teacher here, and I was in both of the maker spaces, and I have to tell you how impressed I was. both with the facilities themselves and the space and the equipment, and also how they're staffed. I mean, the qualifications and the number of staff and their qualifications and so on in terms of making that a useful and valuable part of our students' education. I think it's amazing. I hope our students know how lucky they are.
Yes,
No,
true.
that's really, really true. And maybe the kids are not realizing at this age, they are so young, they have a lot of things in their head, they are running behind that. But at some point of their life, they will thank their parents and God that they were so blessed to have such a great school life.
Yes, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
True.
So, Tim, I asked Ursula, like, apart from her profession, why she would like to introduce herself to this world of laser cutting. The same question is to you also.
I love the word I use is tinkering. I love tinkering, playing with things. My training is in engineering. I'm a mechanical engineer, and so I've been involved in design phases of mechanical equipment, for most of my adult life. And I come from a family of boat builders. My father was a boat builder, and he's got boat building back in his family. So I was around wood shops and boat building, all the time growing up, and so I don't consider myself particularly handy or working with my hands, but in terms of designing little gadgets and tinkering, I have worked. I have a postgraduate certificate in technology education, and so I've got experience with in wood shop and with AutoCAD and with 3D printing and robotics and building robots and electronics, soldering them, and I make myself little musical instruments, and of course the laser printer is an extension of that I up until now have no experience with at all. So I'm dying to see what it looks like and how it works, and yeah.
Great to hear that, Tim. Uh, I'm glad you are a mechanical engineer. The reason is I myself belongs to aerospace engineering. I completed my bachelor's there. Then I shifted my post graduation in mechanical engineering. So nice to hear that.
You saw the
And
light.
yes, so glad that we are from mechanical community, and love to hear that you know how to like how this entire culture of maker has emerged, and you yourself is a maker. Anybody in this world is a maker. The fact is they don't aware about this thing, and we people are lucky
Exactly.
that directly indirectly we are related to the maker movement. We are enabling our younger generation towards this movement. Now you are in maths department, and I believe somewhere you are going to utilize this skill of maker to like to make the maths little more friendly in terms of hands-on experience, because in our daily life
Nope.
maths is inevitable. You cannot leave maths. It just we don't realize the essence of maths in our basic life. So I'm looking forward what kind of teaching
Mhm.
methodologies you will be coming up. So it will be great having you in our campus. um,
Thank you.
yeah, and
Thank you.
apart from this, the whole purpose of having the discussion is like we want to connect and collaborate using laser cutting. Okay, now the time was 11 a.m. We have spent 10 minutes on our personal discussion. I'll ask you 5 more minutes and then I'll start the main session. I'm so glad you people have somehow managed to attend the session, and to be honest I was thinking like nobody will come at
No,
the
no.
because when you do first time, it's like no way. Like how can people come and attend the session taking by some random Gargi Sharma? But I'm so glad you people have made it. So thanks a lot
So
for
Gargi,
that.
I have a question, Gargi. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
please. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just wanted to ask you, did you do any course on this, or like was it your passion, or how
Okay.
did you get into this? Like,
Okay. So if I start from the root cause, when I completed my
Mhm.
postgraduate in mechanical engineering, I was looking for jobs. And other than assistant professor, no other job happened to me. So I took it in a engineering college. I i become a part of teaching community, I will say. And then I realized, like, I don't want to follow the same path which my teachers have followed to teach me, because I was not a good student. Some problems were there with me itself. I was not able to understand the concepts. But I believe, if a good teacher knows a good technique, methods, approaches, and the basic skill is empathy, if they know the empathy to teach, they can make any student excel. So my priority was that. So in the first organization, I tried something. Somewhere I got success. I introduced project based learning in my courses. Then in 2017, one of the organization happened to me. It's in Bangalore, CMR University. I thank that till now, because that place, uh, they trusted me so much. They helped me, like, they gave me the opportunity to establish the entire maker center in their university. So when we talk about university, we are dealing with adult kids. We are dealing with their mindset. Now, how to drive an adult mindset towards something which I am visioning? So I need to put myself in their shoes. So I just started from scratch, being a student again. I just taught,
Oh,
I just tell myself that you are a student, you are not a teacher. So enjoy this process and just do the things
okay,
which a student would love to do. Established there the makerspace, we worked with laser cutting, 3D printing, and then since then I never looked back. Like, whatever work I have done, it's all around makerspace. So
good.
apart from that,
Thank
then Cisco helped me to grow my IT skills. I learned about various technologies working there in the Cisco Thinkubator. And then luckily American Embassy School, which helped me to collaborate both the 3D printing aspect, laser cutting aspect with the IT aspects. So it's like
Yes,
I'm living the best days of my life as a professional.
good. Thank you so much, Gargi.
Thank you.
Thank
Hey, Gargi, how long have you been at AES?
I have completed 1 year.
you. My experience is like 21 years in makerspace, like technology and makerspace.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yes,
Excellent. 21 years.
yes, this is my 21st year.
I'm sure, Asla, in these 21 years, you have
Mhm.
learned each day with your own experiences.
Yes, every day I have a something or the other challenge that
Yes.
just comes to my mind, and I have to explore. I do a lot of experiments, just
So we have such an
explore
experienced
apps, new
maker.
apps. So this laser thing is really new for me, so I'm just ready to learn. I want to teach my kids in my IPOP activities, my regular classes.
Wow.
They will be, I'm sure they will be really excited to see this new thing. I'm going to, yeah. We don't have in our elementary makerspace the laser cutter. So if I learn something from you, I'm going to tell Ryan, please buy for our makerspace.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tim,
Mhm.
I should not ask, like, but I'm curious, like, how long is your experience as a professional?
Let's see. I started teaching is my third career actually, and I had to promise my wife that it's my last career.
Okay.
Um, but I started engineering work. Let's see, 19 1988 is when I started engineering work, and
Wow.
uh, I worked, I worked in the oil industry in Canada. From Canada, I worked in the oil industry as a mechanical engineer for a number of years, and then I worked in business for a number of years. I was an entrepreneur, and but I kept I'd like to think I kept my design work going. The business that I was working in, I designed some products for manufacture that our company sold, and so on. And then I became a teacher, and I've been teaching now. This is my 13th year as a teacher,
Wow.
Okay.
Tim,
and I've always
I
been
both of you are
fascinated by.
experienced.
In Canada, we call it technology education, but it fascinates me because I think it's a mode of expression that students don't get sitting in a classroom. And students that are kinesthetic learners and so on, and also the skills that they're going to use that they can apply in their job, in their career future. I mean, you know, back when I was in high school. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you how old I am. But back when I was in high school, we didn't have there was no such thing as maker spaces, but we had technology education, and so we had a drafting class. Well, that was a paper and a piece of pencil, right, and a T square and some triangles, and so we did it that way. We had a wood shop, we had a metalworking shop, and so on. But nowadays, with the advent of these computer controlled tools and cutting machines and the laser cutters and the 3D printers, it's a whole different field of endeavor. And quick prototyping and making one-off products, rather than manufacturing runs. You're not making 100,000 of something; you're just making one of something, and it's terribly exciting, and it's so rich. I think for our students, I really wish that everyone would take the opportunity to explore what it is that you're offering.
Yes.
You said very correctly. Like, we need to explore things. We should not be waiting like our time is gone. Why should we explore this? No. If it's happening
No, no.
at any present of time to somebody else, please go and be a part of that. You never know how exciting is for your brain.
Yes. True.
Right.
Okay, welcome Guna. Welcome to the session. And we were just having a normal discussion about each other's experiences. It would be great if
Mm-hmm.
you can add something to this, and then I'll directly start the session. And I'll
I mean,
just
you can
leave
go.
all three of you, and I have to just do one setup. Then I'll just come back.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Guna.
Hi,
Hi,
Guna.
hi.
It's nice to meet you
Nice to
virtually.
meet you.
Are you a music teacher, Guna?
No, I'm a sound engineer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I'm a musician too.
Excellent.
So I'm in the recording studio currently. This is my room.
Okay, very good. I think that's fantastic for our students. I was telling the other ladies,
Mm-hmm.
uh, being new to AES, it's to me it's staggering what the school has to offer its students, and
Yeah.
I hope they realize how fortunate that they are to be somewhere where they can be exposed to so many different and rich things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you perform professionally, Guna?
Yeah. I do have a band. Like I have a band, and I perform and produce, and I have another studio in Delhi. Like with my band, I have a studio in Noida. I do
Very good.
perform, I do produce, and all that stuff. I
What
compose.
type of
Uh,
music does the band perform?
Okay, my band is more like indie rock. It's like independent rock. Like we mix like Our culture is different. It's more like Indian music, but it like a mix with blues and all stuff.
And so when you have a gig coming up, do you spread the word? Send us an email through AES. See, my band is performing, and so we can go and see you.
Yeah, but fortunately, we're not performing that much in Delhi. Actually, most of the time we go for music festivals. Like we're not performing in any small venues or anything like that. So
I
my
see.
band is completely spread out. My guitar is from there, like Mumbai, and drummer is from some other place. So yeah, and maybe next time when I perform in Delhi, I will spread the word.
Please do. What
Yeah.
what is your primary instrument?
So I play keys. I play piano and keyboards.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I play an instrument called veena. It's an Indian traditional instrument.
Great.
What's your band's name, Guna?
It's Terra Rosa Gypsies.
Terra Rosa?
Gypsies.
Gypsies.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Good.
Mm.
Thank you so much. Only one thing was left, and I'm sorry for keeping you waiting.
No.
Okay. So when we talk about laser cutting, yesterday Tim and Asla, we were talking about 3D printing. So you both are aware about that. So 3D printing is more of additive technology. You are adding the material, but in laser cutting, you have a raw material. You have to just cut that out. So we categorize that under subtractive, you can say rapid prototype technique. Now, we all belong to the maker community. We all know CAD modeling. So I will not be explaining in depth because we don't have such kind of audience with us. So once you're ready with your CAD model, you transfer it to your laser cutter via interface. Now in that interface, let's call it a slicer. In 3D printing also, you prepare your CAD model. Before you go to the 3D printer, you need an interface. So in 3D printing, I prefer Cura. Many others are there. So inside the Cura, you just slices out in terms of X, Y, Z coordinates. So in laser cutting also, you need a slicer. But sometimes that slicer is inbuilt in the CAD software. For example, if you are using RDWorks, if you are using CorelDRAW, these two I have personal experience, so I'm using their names. Others are there on the open source. We can use them also. So CorelDRAW, RDWorks, they can allow you to prepare a CAD model and slice it out as per the requirement of the laser cutter machine. Okay. Now, for the beginners session, I would like to only focus on the open source designs available. And also, since we are only talking about laser cutting, so we will restrict ourselves to two-dimensional drawing. There will be no third dimension. Why? Because third dimension is getting fixed by the material you are using. Material itself will come some different thicknesses. So your thickness, the third dimension is already fixed. You have to just make your design ready in 2D X and Y system. Now when you are slicing, so your generic code is getting the values for only X axis and Y axis. Incorporate the 2D drawing, and how will I play around the slicer before I send it to the laser cutter. Okay, it is visible.
Yeah.
Not to me. Oh, there it is. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so let me just okay, let's start with this one. Can I have this? How to go back? Oh, I need to stop share. Okay, then I'll come back, and then I need to focus. Yes. So here, if we focus, I have prepared some laser cutting, you can say experimentation with cloth as one of the material. The MDF is another material which we most widely used when we do laser cutting. Then you have polymers also, plastic. to laser cut, and then you can cut even with a normal paper, A4 size sheet paper. Even if you have different anything like any kind of cloth, any kind of thicknesses you can use, even glass you can use to laser cut. With this Eiffel Tower just in 20 minutes of cutting process, and the rest of the 20 minutes is just the assembly part. But if the same thing I have to go and prepare it from a 3D printing, I'll just show you. If I talk about these two 3D printed objects, they have taken at least 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes for the white one, and 3 hours 30 minutes for that blue one. So once you aware about the technology, you need to understand at which application the technique or technology will work out the best, considering your time constraints also. Okay. So again, you can do your 2D designs using some online softwares, or you can download the software offline, you can do it. So as per my experience for 2D, I like the AutoCAD software. It's amazing if you are restricted to 2 dimension. Okay, let's say enter. Now again, when we are looking for the designs, we are looking for specific extensions. For example, yesterday I also gave the same example. If you are working in Word, the extension is .docs. You are working in Excel, it has a separate extension. So if you are working with 2D designs, there are multiple extensions coming out. You have to specifically look out for .dxf. So I need DXF files. They are the compatible files with your the slicer. Okay, let's go to this open source platform, 3D axis, 3 axis. Okay, and let's select. Okay, let's go to the. Okay, one another extension is .cdr. Now with .cdr, it's directly compatible to the CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW extensions are .cdr, but if you are working on your personal design, try to save them as .dxf files. Always, not just once, always. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, let's download this. Okay, now we will go to the CorelDRAW. Here, the the cutter we are using is Epilog laser cutter, and it is not compatible with RDWorks because all the slicers might not be compatible with each one of the cutters. So for specifically Epilog, we are using in our campus the CorelDRAW. So I'll just go to the file option. I'll select the open, and I'll locate my file, this one. And okay, I'll explain that part later. Let's open it. Okay, fine. Now once you have we can say imported the design, you have full liberty to play around the dimensions. Now this liberty or this flexibility will depend upon the type of slicer you are using. Some slicers have excellent freedom to play around all the features like CorelDRAW, but RDWorks, there you will get limited. It might not allow you to, for example, if I want to go through the each node point of the circle. So in this, I am fully able to do that. But in the RDWorks, it's not. Circle means just a radius. It will ask you some radius. You have to enter it. That's it. No other flexibility is there. Okay, let's escape this. Now, when you have to prepare a file for a laser cutting, you have to take care of two things. First one, which part you want to keep, which part you don't want. At the end, you are subtracting from a big raw material. Okay, let me show you something.
No,
Oh,
Gargi. No.
Okay, now you can see.
Yes.
So you,
Oh,
I cannot see anything.
Now you can see this, right?
yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
So if we analyze this design deeply, we have many cutouts. Okay, so these are your cutting portions of the design which you don't want, and these are your outliners which you want to keep it. So one, and if the same thing is in this design also, the whole part I don't need, but this outline is my requirement. So when we are working with Corel Draw, we have to keep this specific. How we can keep this specific? Okay, you can just normal Control Z you can do, it will come back. Now you will pick your item which you don't which you want to cut. Okay, cut the boundary. When I say cut, I'm interested in the boundary area, and you have to go here and select the hairline. So hairline is the instruction which allows you to cut out the object. But for example, this text, I would don't want to cut it out, but I would like to engrave it. So to engrave it, you have to unselect the hairline first of all, and you can give any kind of color to it. For example, where are the color? Okay, let's have any color. So once you give a color combination for the cutter, it's like a vectoring. No, it's like an engraving operation has to be done. So for the rest of the items which I want as the outline, so we have to select individually and check whether they are outlined or not. So you have to again go back to the pick tool to select and check. Okay, this is also hairlined. This is also hairlined. What else do I need? The text. The text I don't want to hairline, so I have kept it none. Now this text, if you want to print out, you need to give it a outline. Otherwise, what will happen? It will get engraved, but you are not able to take it out from the raw material. So you can have any kind of outline. Let's have a vertical. Sorry, let's have a rectangle. Now again,
Like a
the
border?
rectangle. Yes, border is your cutout. So the border I have created and it needs to be hairline, but the text, again, I need to go to the pick tool. I'll pick this. I don't want the hairline thing. Okay. Now by default, if you are using any text command, it will not give you the hairline feature because texts are by default, they are engraved. So as you can see, we don't have that hairline feature available. So it will get engraved only. Engraved means it will give the burning effect on the L, the E, the C, the O, all the letters. Okay. So this file is ready. You have to check this sheet size. This is the sheet size. Okay. And now I'll show you the machine bed size. So when you are working with the laser cutter, we have three different parts which we take care. This is your main laser cutter where this is the nozzle part from where the laser is going to come, and after that this is the main bed size which will decide how big or small prototypes you can make. Now to run a laser cutter you need compressed air so that you can maintain some uh, cooling air nearby the burning surface, because the laser is at very high temperature, so you need to provide continuous coolant. So we are using the compressed air. Then we need some kind of extraction system also, because when we are cutting, we are actually burning something. So the smoke needs to go out. So this particular is your extractor, and that is your compressor. Okay. So that was the whole thing about the machine part. Now, based on the bed size, you need to decide the size of the template you are working there on your slicer. So right now the bed size is 400 mm, and okay, 400 in the x-axis and 300 mm in the y-axis. So I need to consider this part while I'm preparing my slicing part. Share my screen. Okay. So this template size I was talking about, this needs to be compatible with the bed of the laser cutter. Now how to set that? You just go to your layout, you just go to your page setup, yeah, and units are mm. I'll just put with the x-axis as more than 400 I would like to keep. I'll keep 450, and this I would like to keep 350. Rest I will not change. Done. Okay. Now this is my actual we can say the representation of the bed size and the representation of my object where it is going to laser cut. Now all you have to do is you have to just give the print command, that is Control P. Okay, from your printers option you have to select the printer which is displaying the, you can say, driver for your printer. So there are a lot of copies. Why it happens? Sometimes the at the beginning when you are loading the driver, it will show you only epilogue engraver. Then what will happen? It's not allowing us to print. So in that case, what we do, we again delete and install. So we can delete this already if we are reinstalling it, but that way it never worked out. So what happens? By default, it will keep creating the copies. So this is something which we are not doing. It's like a bug in the driver which is happening. So right now I'm selecting this printer, but chances are it will not allow me to print. So what in that case, as a part of troubleshooting, in Hindi we call it as jugaad, we have to go for copy 1. If that not works, we will go to copy 2. So any of the printer will at the end will work. So let me just turn on the printer.
This, I need to help someone. Sorry, I have to leave this.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. You are saying something?
Yeah, I have to go. I have to help someone.
No worries,
I'm sorry.
I'll be sharing the recording. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Ursula.
Bye. Bye, Guda.
To assign the operations like cutting and engraving, we will go to the preferences. Now we have the various options, like if you want to combine both the things, you will keep this. You can arrange, adjust the speed and power. The speed is like the movement of your nozzle. The power is like how intense is your laser. So this thing you'll keep as low as possible, and this you can vary because you don't want to reach the highest intensity of your laser. Now when you are rastering, how you can say how much burned object you want, accordingly you want to keep the power. So right now I think I would like to keep it around 30, and the speed I can increase so that this task does not take a lot of time to complete. So let's keep it around 80. Okay, now in the vector part, vector is a very slow part. You want the particular intensity of laser on one point for a longer time, then only it will help you to cut. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, you have to go for multiple cuts, and that time your product is not as per the quality you are looking for. So let's keep the speed somewhat around, let's say 10. Let's start with 10. Now, when you are working with different materials, for cutting specially, your speed and power will vary. Now, for cutting a wood, that is your MDF, medium density fiber, you can keep the power around, let's say 80. So just see, for raster and for vector, it's like opposite parameters we are keeping it. Now with epilogue engraver, you will get a prescribed sheet also, like which material requires which speed power ratio. So that's a very good reference. Once you have done a lot of practical experience, you will set your mind like, okay, I can do this much, that much. With a cloth, to be honest, I kept the power as low as uh, possible and the speed as high as possible, because cloth was burning very quickly. So depending upon various hidden trials, we can adjust the parameters. Now let's say, okay, this part, this horizontal vertical actually dictates again your actual cutter size. So I will again keep it 450 and I can keep this as 350. I'll say okay. Then I can go to the preview. If I don't want to waste this extra material, because extra white space I want to preserve, I can select the piece, I can just drag it and drop it at the corner. Just be careful that in saving the material, you don't lose out your cutout design. Once this is done, exit this out and then just hit the print option. Now when you are hitting the print option, now let's focus on this one. So the main thing is you have to check whether your file has been transferred or not. When it is not transferred, you go for that particular troubleshooting, selecting different printers and all that. Once you know your job file has been transferred, you place your raw material, close the door, your extractor should be running, your compressor should be running, and then just hit the play button.
Gargi, how thick is that material?
I guess this one is 2 mm.
Thank you.
So by default, it has selected engraving as the option to do first. Then it will go for the vectoring part, the cutting part. Now it's small and it's difficult to visible, and I have to go for one more try. Now in this case, I'm lucky and I can just stop this also. If I stop it here, I can go back, modify my file, and then again give it for print. But one condition is there: do not move your raw material, because if you slightly change it, again the same, you can say, snap points will not be there. So it's better to, sorry, or maybe let the cutout keeps on going. I'll just show you. I'll just prepare the file with different settings. So let's start sharing the screen. Now I was not happy with the power, so I'll again go to the print option, preference, and I would like to increase it to, let's say, 60. Same parameters, okay. Again print. Okay. Now we have to first wait. We have to first wait once the cutout gets over. Then we will go and access the other file. So meanwhile, let's discuss some other design, some other complications, some other stuffs. Okay, let's open a fresh template. Now, when you are opening a new file, it will ask you the page setup properties. Just keep the same. Okay, and let's try to design something out of the Corel Draw itself. So let's have a keychain. Okay, I would like to have. Okay, I'll ask Tim what kind of boundary you would like to have for your keychain.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Overall, maybe a keychain. Let's say 30 millimeters by 50 millimeters.
Because of the machine sound, I would request you to just type in your
Oh, okay.
dimension.
All right.
Okay. And what kind of shape do you want? Ellipse. Perfect. So let's pick the circle tool. Let's draw. Oh, that's not the circle. Let's delete that. Okay. Now you said, my bad, 30 by 50. Okay. So I'll again go back, pick the tool. I pick the object, and here it will show me what is the width, what is the length. So let's make this as, for example, 30 mm and hit the enter button. Now when you hit the enter, it has proportionately reduced the length also. If you don't want to do that, just unlock this and you can separately give your length. Let's say 50. Okay. Now in this, I would like to zoom this. I'll keep this on hold because the cut is ready. You people can focus on the iPad screen. Now on this, okay. Now my engraving part has not come. So what I have done, I have sent my file earlier. So I'll just go to the back button and I'll find my file name is already there. Without touching the raw material, just hit the play button. Now the issue is some part of your cutout is up, some is down. So again, if I go for the rastering part, it might not happen. It will happen, but not exactly. But let's take a risk. Let's go and take. It's happening. And it's as per the requirement. Okay. Now the cut I don't want. I'll just stop. Okay. And we can just simply remove the object. These things we can utilize it for some other projects. And our cut is ready. Rest is the assembling part. Now let's focus on the things. Oh no. Okay. Now on this, one thing is I need a hole to put the key ring. So let's have the hole ready. Now I can just press the up and down arrow key to shift the hole wherever I want. Or I can go here and change the positions. Sorry, these are your length and width. Positions are here, X and Y positions. I would like to keep the hole, for example, 4 by 4. And I'll again pick the tool. I'll go up. Okay. Now okay, Tim, shall I put your name on your keychain or some kind of design you want? Your name. Okay.
Yes.
I'll put your name. I'll go for the text. Okay. Let's have Tim. Tim is sufficient, or should I write the full name?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Now let's reorient this, because pick tool, pick this up. Okay. Now when you double click, it will allow you to rotate the text. Let's rotate it. Leave it, escape it, again select it, and there is a small plus sign. Bring your cursor there, it shows center, and move it wherever you want. So how about Tim, what else would you like to have in your keychain?
Oh, I don't know. The outline of a heart.
Sorry? I couldn't hear you properly, sorry.
No, he said
In the chat. I put in the chat.
Okay, fine. Let's go and search it for heart. Any particular thing, like what kind of heart shape you would like to have?
No, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? That's easy for me.
No.
Let me pick this one. Now I'll just go right click. I would say copy image. I'll come back to the file and I'll just right click and paste. Now I can adjust it. Now here comes little depth when you are working with image files. So if you want to convert an image file into a vector file, a file which can allow the cut, okay, you need to go to the edit bit, sorry, not edit. That's the wrong option I clicked. Okay, so click this, go to the trace bitamp drop down menu, and then just go to the outline trace and go to the clip art option. If you do that, it will allow you to convert your entire image into a vector file. Now here you can control the extent of vectoring effect. For example, I would like to smoothen it fullest. So no changes are there. In detailing, can I have more detailing? No, that's the maximum. I can reduce, but it will go vanish. Okay, this looks great. And yes, I would like to remove the background. Yes, that has been already merged. Okay, then just say okay. Now what will happen? You can give a, you can say cut operation. So to give a cut operation, you will go here and pick the hairline thing. So the heart shape cutout will come out. So Tim, you would like to engrave the heart, or you would like to cut out the heart shape?
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Okay. So let's
Cut
pick
out.
the hairline. Okay. Now we can again adjust the size. We can rotate the image. I think twice I have copied. Or maybe some other thing is there. I believe that's a graphical error because that has been deleted, but it still stays there. Is this the correct position? Or should I move it? Okay, perfect. Now the design is ready. This hole needs to be cut. So we will select this. We'll go and put hairline. The outer needs to be a cut. We'll select this and go and put the hairline. Then you will select the Tim. Now by default the text are always engraving. Okay. Now this one is hairline. Okay. Now let's see the print preview. Okay, we would like to go to the preferences first. We have a combination and we would like to keep the same combination, but on MDF the speed needs to be slow. Let's have 10 and power. Let's do it with 80. Last time it was 80. And yes, this thing needs to be 450. Now let's see what happens if I don't make it 450. Okay, I'll say okay. And by chance this was not, it was not coming here. Now why it will not come here? Let me show you. For example, I was doing all my stuff here. I go to the print preview. I cannot see my object only. So to see the object, you have to adjust this size 450 as per the template size and the bed size 450. Always try to keep more than your bed and template size. Now go to the preview option. You can select your object. You can drag it and give it a good place wherever you want. You exit this and let's say, okay, let me turn on the laser cutter and I'll wait. Okay, so the resetting has been done. I'll just go and print. So this time we are not lucky. Our file has not come. I have given the instruction, but the job is empty. So here comes the troubleshooting. As a part of troubleshooting, turn off your laser, turn it on. Now it shows the file, untitled one. Okay. Now let me put the raw material. So I'll just flip this around. Close this and play. Again, the engraving is going to done first and then the bed too. Okay, Guna, this time it's you. So tell me, what kind of outline you would like to have for your outer edge?
Which outer edge?
Can you please type? It will be more helpful to me.
What do you? Yeah, I haven't attended the meeting. Okay, he left. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. As long as the process is happening, it's a lot of sound.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't want to make it a keychain. Okay.
Okay, let's take it out. this time the cut has not been proper. So I'll just keep it as it is. And I believe the snapping of the points are correct. I'll put this back and it's already there. If it's not there in the machine memory, I would have sent again from the computer. Let's say that's happening. I'll meanwhile prepare. I don't want to make any keychain. Oh, okay. Mobile holder or a desk stand. Yes, we can. So for that, let's go and search out. So you have to search for mobile desktop DXF files. Oh, sorry, mobile. What was that? Mobile stand. Mobile stand here. Subhana, why don't you search it on open source and send me the file link in the chat? Will that be okay with you? Okay. So that will take a lot of material. So we have to be considerate about the material availability. What I can do is like I can reduce the size, but if I reduce the size, it will not be useful object for you. What would you like to do? Should I reduce the size, or you would like to search for some other stand in which we can have less material? Instead of DXF, you can say vector files also. Pinterest is not open source, like it's open source, but it's paid one.
Yeah.
Etsy is also paid one. I think this one is also paid one. Let's try, but okay. We can download this. But let me check. Create a fresh file for you. Okay. Now we would like to import. Okay, this is RAR file. So we need to extract the RAR file. Okay, I need to extract it online. So by default, it's a CTR. Great. Let's go here. Open. Is this a file? Okay, this one is the file. This is the image. This one is an image. Okay. Let's do little zoom in. Okay. So Guna, would you be okay with this design?
Yeah, maybe we can take out. Can you hear me? Hello?
One second, let me turn this off. Yes, Guna.
Yeah, maybe we can take out some of the design elements here and put my name on there.
Yeah, sure.
We
We
can
can
say,
do that.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
first,
this
what
will
we
be
will
the
do? Yeah,
mhm.
you're saying something?
No, the taller one will be the stand, and the smaller one will be the behind one, right? We can't see
Mm-hmm.
the other part. So
Yeah,
maybe we can take out all this thing, right? All the design elements in it, like all the
right.
cuttings. Maybe we can save some time.
Okay. So first of all, let's give it a outline instruction, that is hairline. And second
Mm.
thing, you don't want these designs, right?
Maybe we can leave some and put my name somewhere.
You want to leave some only. Okay. Should I leave this much?
No, the bottom one has to be there, right? It's a cutting, right? It has to go on the stand. The bottom
Mm.
3 lines. You
Okay,
can't take
this
out
one.
that.
Yeah, that's not the design, that's the cutting
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Okay. So above that, like, shall I delete this part?
Okay.
So let me delete this much. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Now let's pick your text and
Hmm.
let's have Guna. It's single N, double N.
No, that's it. That's it.
That's it. You want it horizontal,
Okay.
vertical?
The font here, we can change the font also, right?
Yeah, we can change the fonts. Which one?
Maybe the handwriting one will be better.
This one?
No. Ah, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
This one.
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
Now, would you like to be it here or in the center? This one is better, right?
No, keep it on the bottom only. So when you place your phone, we can't even see my name. Right?
This way?
Yeah, little up. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, rest. I'm wondering why there is the color, because the color means you need rest string, but we don't want rest string. It will consume our time.
Yeah.
If I pick white, if I don't pick only, I'll say no fill. Yeah, that would be better. So all I'm left with this body, everything needs to be cut. So it's hairline. This body,
Yeah, maybe we can take out the designs in the stand part, the smaller one part. Like maybe we can save some time.
this one,
We, yeah, yeah,
all like the entire design
yeah,
or part.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe we can take out everything. It doesn't matter, right?
Okay. And then Guna is there now. Guna, you want to be like what we say that vector, or you want to be engraved?
Yeah, engraving is fine. I think engraving is fine.
Engraving is fine. So I have to pick this. I have to make it none. And then in the fill, I need to select uniform fill. No, yeah, uniform is better. And the background, I don't want to be like the background of the Guna will also get burned out, or you want just the text to be burning out.
No, only the text, right? Only text will
Okay,
be fine, right?
fine.
Then only see.
But we would like to see the outlining. So the outlining, we would like to have black. Okay, fine. So our preparation is ready almost. Now before I hit Control P, let's turn it on.
So what the size of this thing?
Sorry?
The stand. What will be the size of it? The size of this.
Okay,
stand.
good point, Guna. What would be the size? So this entire thing will be 27 mm. That's too small. What would be your appropriate size?
Let me see.
Let me bring a ruler. Yes, Guna. Your sizes, please.
See, I don't have any ruler here. So
You
it's
don't
a
have any ruler. I don't have the exact phone as you are having. So for me, this length of my mobile is like 15 centimeters. And the width is 7.5 centimeters.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, 5.8. So.
Any suggestions?
Let's make it like a generic, maybe 5. So what will be the length of this thing? The first one?
This length or this length?
Yeah, this the longer one. Okay, tell me the width of it. Width.
Here is the width. 72 mm is the width. Length, sorry, 27 mm is the width, and 72 is the length.
0 mm, 2 centimeters is 2.7 inches. It's just 1 inch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will be too small, I think.
I think lengthwise we can try 150 mm or maybe more than that. Yeah.
No, this will be really small, right? This is in mm. Okay. I'll just phone.
No, see, 150 is this much. If I keep it 250, that will be too much. Let's have 200. I think 200 will work out. Okay, let's do one thing, Guna. As the time is already 12:30 and I have a next meeting also. So you prepare the size with you. You will share the size with me, and then you will come here and do on your own. That sounds good?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much.